The background music? Oh,
Yeah, it's fine. I'll turn it down. Hey
okay.
guys, we are live here on the Marketing Medulla's channel, but we do also have Dr. Al here with us on the Dr. Al channel, and we want you guys to listen into what we're going to talk about today, which is what Dr. Al does very well: fitness, injury prevention. There's also some other areas that Dr. Al works in, self-defense, making sure that you are taking care of your or maintaining your health, whether it's looking for the prescriptions that you're taking and help managing that. So I want to go ahead and just talk to Dr. Al for a little bit, guys. Make sure that you follow him if you're on my channel, and make sure that you also reach out if there's something that stands out for you, because there's so many things that Dr. Al has to offer. So Dr. Al, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I do have a couple questions for you. So I'll give the mic over to you.
Excellent. Thank you, Allegra. And my name is Dr. Al Claussen, or otherwise known as Dr. Al. I come to you from the Treasure State, the Big Sky Country of Montana, where I'm a doctor of pharmacy, fitness personal trainer, personal fitness trainer, and a self-defense instructor. And the common theme with all of those is that I help build healthier bodies and minds, one person at a time. And it's just that simple. I try not to make it any more complex than that, because it doesn't need to be any more complex than that, because everybody has their own unique journey as far as what they need, as far as their health and fitness goes. And basically, I just give you your own blueprint to help you become your own personal trainer. With that said, that's basically what I do. You know, right now I'm focusing more so on the self or the physical fitness aspect of things, as opposed to my services as a self-defense instructor and as a doctor of pharmacy. But I still provide services in all three areas. And I also have a book that I published a few years back called Safe Weight Training for Everyone, a collection of basic exercises. And what this is basically my modest contribution to the literary world. It's a collection of exercises that you can do, or that you can commonly do in the gym. It's not necessarily, you might not have access to all the equipment as illustrated in the book, but I try to be comprehensive and choose the exercises that are fairly common to most fitness facilities. So that in a nutshell is what I do and who I am. And I look forward to perhaps sharing a little bit more about myself in the next little bit.
I love it. And so, yeah, we'll drop some links and get you guys involved in what Dr. Al's world looks like. But I'm going to look for your book, because I think I actually carry it with me wherever I go. So it's very interesting, right? I'm just like thinking as you're speaking, like, yeah, I have the book here somewhere. And I want to just, first of all, I appreciate you coming on, just talking about what you do, because sometimes people don't know the extent of the measure, right? Like, they know
Mm-hmm.
fitness, they know that there's a gym and you can get a fitness expert to walk you through things. But one thing I learned about you in your book is that you actually look at this as a science in a way, right? It's kind of like you look at the machines and you make sure the machine is the right type of machine, and you look at the actual the sets and the body of the person and how that matches their routine. It's very customizable. So I love what you do. And you're flexible, right? Like, I'm not a person that takes medication, guys. So when Dr. Al first said, prescriptions, I was like, I love Dr. Al, but he's not gonna make me take a pill, okay? And he never has. So kudos to that, because we, have to be flexible in this world where there's so many opportunities and so many options. Dr. Al, I want you to talk a little bit about your experience, because I know that you've been growing your business, but you've recently done something I think has been very rewarding. Do you want to tell the audience about that experience? I think this Sunday, right?
Yes, I'd be more than happy to. Well, this
Okay.
past Sunday, uh, the day before Labor Day, I was in my original hometown of Harleton, Montana. Population roughly about 1,000 now. Um, just to give you an idea of the the amount of people or in the state of Montana, or the lack of people in the state of Montana, as it might be more appropriate to say, just depending on who you are and where you're listening from today. But yes, they hosted a marathon, the Aid Spirit Marathon, which was a marathon that was designed to provide. It went to charitable charity and for children in Uganda who were orphaned, abused, and neglected. It was a very worthwhile cause. It actually provided funds. The entire funds of the event were donated to this to help them provide them with a home, education, medicine, food. So it was really a neat thing to see. Just the fact that my original hometown was promoting such a thing, but the fact that everything was going to this charity. So it was a neat thing to see. It was neat connecting with people from yesteryear with whom I knew, as well as meeting new people that had since moved into the Harleston, Montana area since I left a long time ago. So it was a really nice event. I actually was partnered up with my old friend. He's a lifelong friend, or close to a lifelong friend. We're actually been best friends since kindergarten, actually. Since we were about 5, 6 years old. So it was a pretty neat thing to see. His name is Dean Thompson, otherwise known as Snake, Flash, and he is the owner of Dean's Dogs. So he is affectionately termed the Dog Father. So it was a pleasure to be able to partner with him, and I know that many people who are listening to this right now are thinking, what in the world does eating hot dogs have to do with physical fitness? Probably very little, honestly. But it's something that Dean was very passionate about, and he started this business several years back, and actually, it was a neat thing to see. Being there on Sunday, he had a record day as far as the number of dogs sold. So it was pretty cool just to see that happen for him. Just being a lifelong friend. For me, it was a chance to promote my services a little bit, where I had a display table right next to his hot dog stand. Again, not what you would expect one thing right next to the other to be. But that being said, it was a neat experience just because I got to promote my book, the Safe Weight Training for Everyone. Plus, I got to promote myself a little bit as far as services I got to provide. For example, we had one runner that very, very quickly after finishing the race, his one of his legs cramped up, and he staggered over to the sidewalk. So I sat him down, and I massaged out the cramp in his leg, and with both my hands and with my little lacrosse ball that Dr. Allegra has as well, that she uses quite regularly, from my understanding. So it was a neat thing to be able to provide that service. I also had a couple people with whom I actually took just through very basic steps in the hip wellness program that I'm going to be putting out soon. We just did a few little exercises with that to help activate their hips, and it was very rewarding just to have these people respond very positively to the things that we did as far as those exercises go. So it was neat. It was a very neat experience. Again, reconnecting with old people from my previous life, growing up in Harleton, as well as just being able to provide services to people who I never met before. So it was a win-win as far as that goes.
That's pretty amazing. What I want to pull out real quick is that we talk a lot about business and how it does become separate from your personal life over time. But I love the fact that you get to circle around with friendships and relationships with people who you can elevate with, right? And
Mhm.
we know hot dogs and fitness don't go together. We know this,
Not
but
generally, no.
not generally. We try to see if Dr. Al could probably create his own healthy dog, but at the end of the day, I think it was great that that partnership was there for charitable recognition, so that we could see um, how people come together to really make an impact with their businesses. I think that was amazing to just see. So, guys, it's just a reminder, right? Like, you can be very open minded about all of your business objectives. And Dr. I love hearing how your vending went, especially for the
Oh,
people
thank
who
you,
were able to
thank
get
you.
the impact right then and there. Like that's pretty powerful.
Oh yeah. Yes, yes. No, it was very satisfying to be able to do that. And again, reconnecting again with my lifelong friend, which is always a privilege. And again, we did unveil a new dog that day. It was one of those things. Again, we it's not necessarily a healthy dog, but it doesn't necessarily you don't necessarily have to be healthy all of the time. It was a I have a weakness for salt and trans fat. So again, so we created something along that line, which it was the Dale dog. We toiled around with some names for it, but 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 Dean, the owner and founder of Dean's Dogs, went with the Dale dog. I personally liked the Body Snatcher, but with that he and I think he liked it too, but it didn't fall in line with his naming criteria. And so he went with the Dale dog, but it was
I want to see the body snatcher. I got to see what that looks like.
well, it basically if you have too many of those dogs, it's a pizza dog with it's a dog with marinara sauce, onions, two Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, and oregano and pepperoni. And oh boy, that was a good dog. And if you have too many of those, I can say that it will probably snatch your body from you. And that's probably why I that that's why I thought it would have been a funny name to have as far as the body snatcher goes. And I think Dean thought it was pretty funny too. But there's standards that he has when he names his dogs, and it didn't quite make the cut as far as that goes. So he came up with the Dale dog, and I was very honored to be able to have the very first one. So and that is going to be posted somewhere on my personal space very soon. Just saying. So there you go.
I love it. So yeah, and I had the pleasure of meeting Dell, and love his vision,
Oh,
and just
Dean.
you never know. I mean, Dell, I don't even know how that came. Yeah, I'm tired. Dean, sorry, Dean. It really was a
Dale,
pleasure because not
Dale's
only
Dale's the name of the dog.
yeah, I'm sorry. Like I'm just like comparing names now. So
Yeah.
but Dean was really excited. It was exciting to meet him because to see the passion that he has for what he does, and then also to know that his background in business was so excellent, right?
Hmm.
And I think that that also speaks volumes about the type of elevation that we said in relationships and partnerships, because
Hmm.
we can learn from each other. And I mean,
Okay.
how would you have gotten the opportunity really to see that type of event, right? We wouldn't have known about it. So I love that. So shout out to Dean for just doing that, for creating the invite, for making the pizza dog, not naming it the body snatcher, but we love the fact that we have the Dell dog now.
and
I
and
mean,
and,
it is what
and
it is. We can't, and maybe
and,
next
and
year.
if I could, sorry to interrupt you, but if I could, I'd like to put a shout out to my original hometown of Harleton, Montana. Of who hosted the event. They're a tight knit community there, and it's a pleasure to be able to go back there and see people. But yeah, they embraced that event, the marathon, and as well as everybody that was there that day got a free Dean's dog, whatever flavor they wanted to have of it, and as well as they let me promote what I do as far as DrAC Preventative Group. So it was just a pleasure. So I want not only shout out to my old friend Dean Thompson, but to the city of Harleton, Montana, just for allowing me to be there that day.
Yeah, it's powerful. Relationships, we say this all the time. It matters in business. It's not about what you
Oh,
know, it's about who you know. So I
well,
want you to
yeah.
leave the audience with a couple of really good tips from Dr. Al. But go ahead, Dr. Al. I'm sorry.
Okay. As far as tips, as far as fitness tips, injury prevention, or uh, yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
froze up a little bit
Well,
there.
I
So I
actually want you to gotcha. Well, I want you to just do one for fitness and one for injury prevention, and just leave the audience with one tip each that they can walk away with, and maybe even take an action step this week.
okay. Well, as far as things that you can do for fitness, uh, big thing is just start. And it doesn't necessarily matter what you start at, as long as you start. I frequently use the analogy that exercise is good. The fact that you'll sometimes hear people or even other fitness trainers say, "Well, this isn't necessarily a good thing to do." It's not as good. Weightlifting isn't good as running, or running isn't as good as calisthenics, or whatever it might be. Fitness is good. If you say, for example, if you're lifting weights on a machine versus free weights, it's okay. As long as you're exercising, fitness is good. Exercise is good. So that's what I actually recommend. First of all, I actually have things in DrAC Preventative group right now that you can do anywhere. I have a morning mobility series that basically you can just, when you wake up in the morning, you can do, over the course of 7 days, you can do mobility exercises before you even get out of bed in the morning. Anything, it can be done. Anybody can do this. I also have uh, exercise challenges. You see variations of exercise challenges online. Say a push-up challenge, or a pull-up challenge, uh, or a wall sit challenge, or a plank challenge. I've actually taken that and I've actually turned it on its side, or on its ear a little bit, where I've actually have challenges that you incorporate two or three of these exercises in the same program, and I set it up to a routine using a deck of cards format. And for more information, you're going to have to click on the links that we'll be providing later, just to get a little bit better understanding of it. But it makes it a little bit more exciting, makes it a little bit more challenging as far as what you're actually doing, and you actually don't even know that you're actually getting in a workout until it's all done. When you look at the totality of what you've done during this particular challenge. And I actually have exercise challenges that focus on general strength and conditioning, challenges that focus on your lower body. When I mean your lower body, obviously your hips and legs. I actually have challenges that work more on your cardiovascular fitness, as well as your flexibility and mobility, as well as your core work. And what I mean by core, your midsection, exercising the muscles of your abdominal area, and your backside. And when I mean backside, I don't mean your rear end. I mean your back, your lower back and upper back. So I have a few challenges that address all of those things, as well as I also provide a customized program based on what you have available as far as your weightlifting goes, as far as lifting weights. And I actually use a technique, for lack of a better word, or a system called map dysregulation, where I'm actually design a program that changes up every time you go in and exercise. So your body does not get used to the same program. Your mind does not get used to the same program. So it makes it challenging and for both your mind and your body. So I've had very good success with this through the years. It was something that I actually implemented for myself during my early years of weight training, and it's something that I had the pleasure of getting a lot of good information from a lot of good people and just molding it for my needs. And I've actually taken it further just to mold it for each and every person's needs, just based on what they have and more appropriately, what they don't have. So it's something that that's kind of the coup de grace as far as my what I have available right now. This is the program that is more labor intensive for me to create for a person, but I've had very good results with my clients, and I can provide testimonials till the cows come home as far as that goes. So that is my recommendation as far as that goes. And then recommendations for injury prevention is just uh, the simplest thing is know yourself, know your body, and don't overdo it. But again, if you feel something, if you feel lightheaded, if you feel anything that's wrong, you know, no, listen to your body and seek appropriate medical care. Regardless of how severe you think the injury is or isn't, it's always good to have a medical person just evaluate it, make sure things aren't going just a little bit awry. So, as far as the prevention goes, there's the things like warm up properly, cool down properly, which I will actually talk about in future lectures. As far as the importance of warming up and cooling down, and also just how to do it. So that in a nutshell is what I have as far as the exercise recommendations, fitness recommendations, and injury prevention. Well, it looks like
I
we have
love
a
that.
it looks like we have a question here.
Yep.
So,
It's yeah. I've answered the question for Jennifer. Jennifer, hey sis. Jennifer is actually out in Florida. One of our WIN members who has been very active, I believe, since day one of jumping in. So I really am excited about her being able to, receive in this moment. So Dr. Al, I'll pass it over to you to address that question.
okay, well, thank you very much for writing, Jennifer. It's a pleasure to meet you and a pleasure to have the opportunity to answer your question. The question that's on screen right now is from Jennifer Wilkes Rickard. Rickard, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Please correct me if I'm not getting it right. But Jennifer's question is, when someone starts to exercise, how long should they start to visibly start seeing results, like firming in arms or legs? And that actually, depending on the person, that could actually show up fairly soon. And what I mean fairly soon, within a week or two. And a lot of that is just getting used to the new program and just getting your muscles activated and functioning the right way. You actually can see strength gains right away. And again, these are gains that should be taken a little bit with a grain of salt, because oftentimes just the result of getting your body used to certain movements, you can actually start this movement or start doing movements like push-ups or presses or squats, slower, just things like that. And you might see improvements right away, but oftentimes that's just your body getting used to the movements and getting used to it fairly quickly. The reason I actually use this map dysregulation principle is because once your body gets used to it, the gains aren't quite as pronounced and things happen a little bit more slowly. And not to say that you're doing anything wrong, or is that your body gets used to it and your mind gets used to it. So we always need to change things up, make sure that things are moving in the right direction as far as that goes. But yeah, as far as visibly seeing results, it's going to be dependent on the person. Sometimes it can be right away, as far as the actual visible things that other people can see in you. As far as things that you can see in yourself, you can actually see things right away. But there are pluses and minuses as far as what you'll see right away, just based on what I've described, your body getting used to the movements, the new movements. And again, this actually happens fairly quickly. But that's what's basically we're doing with personal training, is we're actually just getting your body stronger with a series of targeted movements. And it just is going to vary depending on the person. So I hope that I answered your question, Jennifer. And thank you and you're very welcome for the answer. And thank you for asking the question because this is how we all get better. When we ask intelligent questions that everybody else can see, this is how we all grow. We all get better from this. I get better from having the opportunity to communicate this to you, and hopefully others will get some benefit as well from what I have to say.
I love it. This is so good. So listen, Dr. Al, you gave us some great tips today. You also answered an amazing question. Thank you, Jennifer, for that question. I love it because that's true. Like a lot of times we do have these specific areas of our bodies and our fitness that we really want to see, what is the timeline of these results, and, are we doing it right? I can say this before I get out of here, before we both get out of here, guys. We dropped the link for Dr. Al's website if you want to go ahead and check it out. He has all the things on there that you can actually participate in right now. The challenges. I've been in two programs with Dr. Al, and they both, just like he said, produce those results. And it all really does depend on your willingness to either add or subtract, right? I saw immediate results. And not just with my body toning and me feeling it, even like my energy picked up, right? Like I think I told you about that. I felt more alive. I felt more energy. Once I started doing it after like literally in the same first week, right? It was just like right after I started. And then I think, being able to add the pharmaceutical aspect to it, like if I'm taking medications or things like that. I've even asked you about injuries where I've injured my foot, and I'm like, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I move a certain way? I'm over 40 now. Like, good Lord. So thank you for all that you do, because I think it's amazing that we have someone like you to guide us and to show us how to do it right. And also to be a support to us when we need something customizable, right? Because we need to be flexible in the world today.
Yes,
And
yes, no.
we'd like to leave the audience before we get out of here, and we will definitely come back to you guys on another live stream. But yes, anything you want to leave?
Well, no, I would just like to say thank you for those who have tuned in live and those who will be seeing the replay of this. It's a pleasure to be able to present myself to you, and hopefully you saw something that you liked and something that you think might actually just light a spark in you as far as something that you might want to try. You might want to, again, improve your mind, improve your body. And oftentimes, when you improve one of those, you're improving the other. So hopefully I've given you some information that you might find useful and that might spark your interest and perhaps make you want to go further down that rabbit hole and see what you can accomplish for yourself. And hopefully, I'll be able to guide you in the process. So, with that, again, my thanks are to everyone who has tuned in, both live and who are watching the replay. And I look forward to hopefully being able to do some good things for you.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Dr. Al. Thank you all for listening and watching. We will come back for another live stream at another time. Just make sure you set your, follow us on our channels and make sure you follow what we're sharing, because we're going to let you know when we go live again. And also, Dr. Al, one last plug, because I love the spaces you create. If you guys want to really get into the space of starting where you are, maybe you're not ready to work with Dr. Al one-on-one yet, I love the Facebook group. If you guys go into the DrAC Preventative group, Facebook group, you're going to see more of us beta testers, clients that really want to level up in our fitness journey, because fitness really should be just another part of our life. And I'm glad that I have, a support system, because I don't always feel motivated. So it's really good to have, someone like Dr. L by your side. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Have a great night, and we will see